Hey everybody! Happy Tuesday. So happy to be here with you. As you can see from the description, I really wanted to talk about the summit and how I flexed my own influence and put that together in a very, very short time frame. A lot of people had asked how I did it and why I did it. But most importantly, it was definitely a labor of love. And I'll get into all those details. Let me get a piece of paper. I might have notes after this. Anyway, it is Tuesday, April 7th. We are, as we all know, we are sheltered in place. We are, if somebody's watching this video later on in a year, we'll just remember that this was the time in our history where we really weren't supposed to be leaving our houses except for the essentials, and all related to COVID-19. So 2 weeks ago, we did the Living Room Business Summit. The Living Room Business Summit ran from March 26th to March 27th. It was a 2-day event. There were a total of 14 speakers and 14 workshop sessions, whatever you'd like to call them. And the reason behind it was I wanted to bring together people that I trust, people that I know, to help the audience that was going to be tuning in, to be able to share valuable information that they could take with them right now to apply to their business. So there was in the back of my mind too, I wanted to bring people on who were going to, inspire people, because not everyone is dealing, with staying home. We're all dealing with it in different ways. So all that said, the Living Room Business Summit was an opportunity to inspire and to educate and to bring people together. I definitely wanted to help bring hope and to restore some joy. And it's like, why me? I know that there was tons of webinars happening and a lot of amazing organizations took to online really quickly to start doing virtual programming, and that was awesome. But like I'm always telling you, whether you're in the Flex Your Influence membership community or you are a client or you've heard me speak, but I am always reminding us that you yourself are influential. And it's important that you hashtag Flex Your Influence. And so I know that I have influence myself. And it is important that I use that influence when I'm supposed to. And so I thought, okay, this is going to be a really great time for me to tap a few of my colleagues who are brilliant, amazing, and ask them if they would like to participate in this. And this was not a paid opportunity. I wasn't paying any of our speakers. There wasn't even going to be a lot of a long promotion period, because I actually thought of it on March 20th. And March 20th, the reason why I acted so quickly to have this Living Room Business Summit on the 26th and the 27th was because we had not had the order that we were going to be staying in until April 30th. That didn't come until later. So me on March 20th was thinking, okay, this might be a few weeks that we're going to be in our houses. Let's do this now. And let's put together something that, because I know I am thinking, I'm a business person. I'm a CEO. I work with businesses. My whole life is marketing and business. So my whole professional life is marketing and business. So in my head, I was thinking, I want to support the people who follow me, and I want to also give some spotlight to those businesses that, always give to me throughout the year, whether I'm learning from their Facebook pages or their blogs, or I've hired them. Every single speaker, for the most part, I have worked with on a one-on-one basis in some way. Every single speaker, and I will make sure to put this in the comments, the link to the summit. Every speaker has something to give. And if you follow them on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, or you subscribe to their blog or their email newsletters, you will not be disappointed if you work with them one-on-one. And I'm not here to just give them more publicity, but I am, because these were amazing people who generally get paid to speak, who I just had to call or text. Actually, it was a text. And I mean, I could probably find a text right now, and I just said, hey, do you want to be part of the Living Room Business Summit? Most of them didn't even say, what is that? They just said, sure, let me know the details. And that's what I'm talking about, flexing your influence. So in this situation, I flexed my influence to bring together some brilliant minds and to give the world some education and inspiration. And that's exactly what happened. And as you know, there was a $27 cost to join, but every single speaker, me included, had 100% discount codes to give to their audience. So really, it was a free event for people to attend. And we had some really great engagement and participation, and I just could not have been happier. So that's the why and the how this happened. So that was March 20th, and it happened on the 26th. So that gave me about 5 full days to plan. So the first thing that I did on the 20th was get the speakers, because I knew the technology could come, but I needed to get the speakers. Now, to do a 2-day, all-day summit, you have to mentally prepare, because you are going to be in front of the camera all day long. So I did prepare for that. I knew that it was going to be long days. And I let my husband know, because obviously we're both working from home, and he was very supportive, of course. I did it in my living room, because at that moment I had just been working in my living room. I love working in my living room. And so that's where I was, and that's where I got the idea to call it the Living Room Business Summit. And some of the speakers said, how should I dress? What's the attire? I said, it's the Living Room Business Summit. So we are coming casual, come as you are. And that's what we did. So anyway, the first thing I did was secure the speakers. And once I had the speakers secure, I pretty much had the entire lineup secure by Monday. Monday, my goal was to give all of the speakers their time slot, because, everybody's running a business still. They have kids at home, like so many things are happening. So I had to make sure that each speaker had, I asked them to give me their desired time slot, and thank God I was able to get everybody where they wanted to be and accommodate everyone where they needed to be. So that was really, really great. One of our speakers, Meeting Nerd, Beth Hernandez-Casey, is a master event planner and has just been helping her clients, all over the country get their live events online. And these are big scale events. So, but she can, help with the small events as well. So I contracted with her for some of her time so she could guide me in what I was doing, because I've never done an online summit. And actually, some of the tips that she gave me, I believe, made this the success that it was, because I would have never thought of some of the things that she gave to me. And you might be thinking, well, what is it? Well, I think you should talk to her. I know that she's actually right now, as a give back during this time, she's doing some one-on-one sessions. So meetingnerd.com, or she's on Instagram and she's on Facebook. So definitely tap her, because I believe right now she's doing 20-minute consultations for free or something like that. And you can ask the questions. Anyway, I digress. Getting that input was very important, because I don't believe that you should do everything alone. I also have an amazing team that I was able to ask some questions to. So this is not something that I did alone. I definitely decided it all alone and then ran with it. But I definitely looked around to see where I could help, where I could get some help. And the speakers were all very gracious. You know, I think they knew that this was all coming together very quickly. So none of them were asking me for too much, you know, like, do you have this detail? Do you have that? Nothing like that. So I did my best, though, to accommodate them, and so they knew what time to put on their calendar, because I respect their time. And that was it. And we didn't even know, like, I thought we were going to do like interview style. And again, everything coming together so quickly, interview style, it didn't have to be for everyone. Some people came in with slides. Some people came in more interview style, and it just worked. Everybody, it just worked. Every speaker was just so awesome and on point. We even had 2 speakers that spoke more to the younger generation, as like in your high schoolers. And so that is all still in the instant replay. So you can still watch the summit. It's not over. The live portion is over, but you can still watch the summit. And so just talking about like how this is impacting our students, student athletes, and all of that wonderful stuff. We talked about like the transition people are going through. Some people's jobs will never be the same. I mean, none of like our life is not going to be the same. Like, I mean, I don't know about you, but it's going to be a little difficult emerging into like the public space, not wondering, like, I'm always a germaphobe, so this is not super new to me, but yeah, you're thinking about it in the back of your head. So anyway, we talked about transition, we talked about mindset, we talked about all these just important topics, and we just had a great time. So the way that next piece was for me to organize the schedule, because once I had the schedule on Monday, I had to release the sales page, and then on Tuesday I released the agenda. I do not know how I did this, to be quite honest with you. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, because I'm looking at the calendar and I'm just seeing how fast everything happened. And so over the weekend, I did start working on the sales page, but I also needed some information back from the different speakers, and everybody got it to me pretty quickly. And so on Monday, I released the sales page and got all of the speakers their individual discount codes. And then on Tuesday, the agenda came out, because I know people were like, okay, I want to sign up for this summit, but what's the agenda? What am I looking at here? So there's definitely a lot of room for improvement, but I knew there'd be, you know, I was smart. I was like, there's going to be a lot of grace for an event that just came up a week ago, not even a week ago. So then really promotion did not start until Tuesday, and we had over 200 people registered, and that was pretty awesome. So from Tuesday to Thursday was really when we promoted it. Now, if you're putting on an event, an online event, I think it's very, very important that you honor your speakers, because I've been a speaker for online events before where I've given my time, not online and offline. When you have a speaker who's giving you their time, you need to allow them to have an offer, and you need to give them some PR. You need to give back, because otherwise they're not going to want to speak to your group anymore. So to all the organizations out there, who's ever's watching this on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, keep in mind that people, when you have somebody who's speaking to your group, make sure that you're giving them some limelight. And you might think it doesn't really, we don't have 1 million followers. We only have 1,000 followers or 500 followers. It doesn't matter. That using your influence there is actually a really wonderful gift to the speaker. So just think about that. So that was really big for me. So I'm continuing all of the speakers who were involved in the Living Room Business Summit. I'm continuing to give them spotlight, as I am just, doing an e-blast and letting everybody know how awesome it was. And I'm going to continue to probably, not continue, but I'm going to run a Facebook ad to, let people enjoy the summit now as an instant replay. But I want the speakers to get some mileage out of this. And so going back to what I said at the very beginning is that I flexed my influence to bring this summit together. And it's important that we all evaluate how we can use our influence to, just give back to our community, give back to our business community. There's a lot of things that we can do to raise awareness about, people's businesses or causes or, all of that. In the summit, I don't know if, you guys caught on to this, but I was talking about the organizations that I belong to. The Latina Women's Business Association, as well as NABO, National Association Women Business Owners. And then also I want to let you know that 3 or 4 of our speakers spoke about values. And if you ask me what my values are, I'm going to tell them to you right away. Faith, family, and personal development. And you might think, well, how do you know those are your values? Like, how did you know them off the top of your head? Or those are my core values of who I am. Faith, family, and personal development. That's it. That's the 3 things that drive me as a person. My faith drives me as a person, my family drives me as a person, and my personal development drives me as a person. When I am engaged in any of those 3, then I am like on a cloud. And so when you think about values, if something that you're doing is like depleting you from spending time or attention in your core values, then you need to like reconsider like what you're doing. Now, like what's not a core value that I have to do? Trying to think. I try to run my life in my core value. Let's say that, I'm not sure. I can't think of an example. I'm not even checking to see if I shared this. Anyway, so let's say I'm doing something that's not giving to my core values, but however, it's it could be like a method to get to let's say work was not part of my core value, because I didn't say work, right? Faith, family, and personal development. I see business as personal development. I really do. And so, but otherwise it's a means to my core value. So anyway, back to what I was saying. 3 or 4 of our speakers were talking about core values. And so I want to recommend the Dr. Yasmin Multicultural Leadership Program that takes place at USC once a year. It is an amazing organization, and that's where I not only defined what my core values were, but I found how to live in that all the time. And so, so I highly, highly recommend that. But again, here I am using a platform. So in my job, it's funny because not only do I use this technology to talk about business, my business, others' business, but I also like to be very transparent to the people who look to me for guidance, because I want you to know that what I do, you can do. The way I use technology and social media and digital marketing, you can use as well. We all have influence. I'm a broken record. I say this all the time. You're influential in your community, in your business community, in your sector, in your industry, whatever it is. And so how are we using that? So flex your influence is not just for yourself. Sometimes I'm flexing my influence for myself as I am, selling my planner or my program, or letting people know how they can become an agency client. But of course, I'm running a business and I want people to know that they can do business with us, and we're open and ready to serve them. But I also use my influence to talk about other businesses and to boost this, just to move businesses forward. And it's not all about me, myself, and I. And as a matter of fact, on the Living Room Business Summit, I was asked, why didn't I have a session? I didn't have a session because I wasn't even thinking about that. Because I thought, well, my audience has so much access to me when it comes to teaching marketing. I just figured that we all wanted some other topics. So, so I know that's really funny, but anyway, I'm just really happy that I got to give you this debrief into the business summit. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're thinking about putting on a business summit, now that we know that, right now I think it's like May 4th that we're staying home. I'm not even 100% sure. You can kind of plan a little better. I'm thinking about doing another summit around just evaluating your business as it relates to an organizational chart, because I know that I serve a lot of small businesses, and not all small businesses have someone in the role of every single C-suite and VP, and that it's not like one owner might wear the hat of 4 or 5 people. And so sometimes it's kind of hard to do all of those roles very well. So I might be putting something together so that way we have like a guideline as to like what are the top line items that we should be doing and managing as business owners. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you do a business summit, if you put on a virtual summit, please invite me. I would love to be, I'd love to be in the audience and cheer on your speakers, or or participate however you need. So thank you so much, and have an awesome Tuesday.